Tom, dressed as a brave knight with a cardboard sword, and Lena, a clever witch with a tall, pointy hat, were ready for the best part of Halloween, trick-or-treating. But just as they grabbed their candy buckets, a mysterious scent drifted through the house. It smelled sweet like berries, but spooky like old books and autumn fog. "What's that smell?" Lena whispered, wiggling her nose. They tiptoed out of the living room, past the jack-o'-lanterns grinning on the porch, and followed the scent into the kitchen. Their jaws dropped. Floating right in the middle of the room was a ghost. He was shimmering and see-through, like a bubble of moonlight. He wore a puffy baker's hat that wobbled on his head and a ghostly apron tied around his waist. He looked very, very sad. "Oh, hello," the ghost sighed, his voice like rustling leaves. "Pardon me, I'm Phineas. I was the baker in this house, long, long ago." He gestured sadly with a see-through hand. "Tonight's the one night I can bake my famous blueberry pie, but I've forgotten the recipe." Tom and Lena weren't scared at all. A ghost who loved to bake couldn't be scary. "We can help you," Lena said bravely. Phineas brightened, glowing a little. "Oh, would you? The ingredients are magical, and I hid them in clever places." "The first ingredient," Phineas announced, "is moonflower. I hid it long ago in the place where the whole house snores." Tom scratched his head. "The house snores?" Lena snapped her fingers. "The attic. The wind always whistles and snores through the old window up there." Up they went. The attic was filled with spooky shadows and draped in cobwebs that looked like silvery lace. Tom aimed his flashlight into a dusty wooden chest. Inside, nestled on old blankets, was a small bag that glowed with a soft, silvery light. "The moonflower," Tom whispered. They hurried back to the kitchen. "You found it!" Phineas cheered, clapping his ghostly hands, which made no sound at all. "Excellent. Next, we need shadow sugar. You'll find it hidden where all the best stories sleep." "Where stories sleep?" Tom thought for a moment. "The bookshelf in the parlor." They ran to the little library nook, where tall books stood on the shelves like quiet, sleeping soldiers. It was dark, and the books had mysterious titles. Lena scanned the titles. "Adventures in the Cloud Kingdom," "The Mystery of the Missing Sock." Then she saw it, a big book called Tales of the Tick-Tock Dragon. Tucked right behind it was a dark glass jar filled with sugar that seemed to be made of darkness and tiny sparkles. "Wonderful," Phineas exclaimed when they returned. The kitchen already felt warmer and brighter. Just one last thing. The singing spices. They're kept in the spot where the house makes its own music. "Where the house makes music," said Lena. Tom's eyes lit up. "The old piano in the parlor. Mom said it sometimes creaks out a little tune when a draft blows through the room." The parlor was very quiet. The grand piano sat in the corner like a sleeping, shadowy giant. As their eyes adjusted to the dark, they saw that a single ivory key was glowing with a faint, pulsing light. Lena, feeling very brave, reached out a finger and gently pressed the glowing key. It didn't make a sound. Instead, with a soft click, a secret compartment popped open on the side of the piano. Inside the hidden nook was a small, velvet-lined box. They opened it carefully. It was filled with tiny, star-shaped spices in all the colors of the rainbow. A faint, beautiful humming sound came from them. The singing spices. They raced back to Phineas, who looked so happy he almost sparkled. "You did it! You saved my recipe!" he cried. He got to work immediately, whistling a happy, ghostly tune. It was a magical sight. Phineas mixed the glowing flour, the sparkling sugar, and the humming spices. The batter in his see-through bowl swirled with purple, orange, and silver light, all without him touching a thing. Soon, the most wonderful smell filled every corner of the house. It wasn't a spooky smell anymore. It was the happy smell of a perfect pie. Ding! The oven timer went off. Phineas floated the pie out and set it on the counter to cool. The crust was a perfect golden brown, and the blueberry filling shimmered like a tiny galaxy. "I couldn't have done it without my two wonderful helpers," Phineas said gratefully. "You've made this the best Halloween in 100 years. Please, you must have the first slice." A ghostly knife appeared and cut two perfect pieces of pie, which then floated over to the table. Tom and Lena took a bite. The pie tasted like starlight, warm giggles, and the sweetest dreams you could ever imagine. Helping their new friend was the best Halloween treat of all. As they finished the last crumb, they saw Phineas wave a happy, see-through goodbye before fading away, leaving only the sweet smell of blueberry pie behind.